Hi guys, it's Mujila Olua here. So I recently went to a francophone country for the first time in my life. I went to Benin Republic, Cotonou to be precise. And I just want to show you my trip from Nigeria to Cotonou and back to Nigeria. It was a road trip and it was fun. It was just a few days. I stayed at a guest house that I found and booked on booking.com. I have done an entire video on the hotel room and the value I got for my money. I hope you watch that as well, but let me take you through my trip. So I went on a Thursday and I came back on a Saturday evening. So this is my journey. This is Lagos. I'm on the Long Bridge right now, and here I'm at mile 2 where I took a cab going straight to Semeboda. So this is me. So while I was in the cab, before we started the trip, a client of mine, a document review client that had helped prepare application for application documents for graduate studies, messaged me that she was now in London. She had resumed her program in London. So we started the trip. It was a very long trip because it was just a day of hold ups. I left my house around 6 and I don't think I got to my hotel in Aviv Cotonou until about 7 or 7:30 in the night. So it was really a day of hold ups. So I'm here at the border. I got to the border at some minutes past 6 p.m. So I changed money. What you see, the monies that I changed were a total of 30,000 naira. And at the point that I changed the money, 1,000 Nigerian naira changed for 925 cefas. So I got a cab that took me directly to AV from the semi border for 5,000 cefas. Some that's 5,000 cefas. This is a large Carrefour. I'm not, that's a roundabout in French. I speak French actually a little. Je parle français un peu parce que j'apprends français à l'école primaire et secondaire. So and je parle Yoruba, je parle anglais. Mais in Cotonou, they barely speak anglais. They mostly speak French. But you would find a few people that speak Yoruba well or Yoruba un peu. So we are here. Once you enter Seme border, once you cross from Seme border, you get into Cotonou. We got to this toll gate. This was the only toll gate I passed throughout, and really the only place where a driver or rider had to stop and pay money. You can relate that to Lagos, Nigeria, or any other part of Nigeria where your drivers or riders have to stop at several places to pay monies to government licensed people and unlicensed people, street urchins and what have you. So the driver paid 300 CFA, that's 300 cefas at the toll gate. So I asked him what it was and he told me it was like Lekki toll gate. That's what he was telling me. So now we are at a place called Le Bellier. That's the entrance, proper entrance into Cotonou. So this is a night ride and it was really glorious. The first thing you would notice are the wide roads and clean roads. So you could see that, and the road was quite free. It was quite free, and then it was lit up at night. It was really lit up, not just from the street lights but from the buildings, that you could see that they had light, or if I would say they had electricity. So I remember that while I was preparing for this trip, I watched a lot of YouTube videos because I had no plans to actually go for this trip. But in August, I was talking to an intern of mine at my office, an intern who worked closely with me, who is a Nigerian but schools in Benin Republic. So I asked him a lot of questions and that piqued my interest, and I said, why not just pack a bag and go see for myself? So that's why I came here. So when I was watching, I know that I found a video by someone who talked about the longest graffiti wall in Africa. So that's the wall. When I saw it, I was really happy to see it with my own eyes. So this is a mosque. It's quite magnificent. You can look at the building, the structure, and the color too. I don't know, but anytime I see people painting public buildings in colors like white, I'm like, bold statement. You don't think this is going to get dirty and you're going to have to keep repainting. So the driver took me to Aviv, and then I showed him the address of the hotel, and he helped me to call the address of the hotel. I have to tell you that people are really helpful in Cotonou. That's my experience. I wouldn't know if that's general, but as far as my experience can speak, people were really helpful. The drivers, the riders, even the hotel attendants, everyone was just helpful. And you just felt safe, But of course, your Nigerian mind would be like, let me double check. Hope they're not trying to cheat me or to do something sinister. So each time I had to double check, it was just okay. I met them. Each time I tried to double check, I found out they were really trying to help, So, and of course, trying to make their own profit, lawful profits now, from offering services for those who offer services, and for those who were just doing something out of their way. It was just so cool. So I decided to I'm not a vlogger on a normal day, but I just wanted to document, my experience. But I also told myself that I wasn't going to be over documenting so that I can really enjoy, and take in, the country and whatnot. So we're already at Aviv. So we are a little lost. So the driver, I showed him the number of the guest house, the hotel. Guest house really. So he called them and they described the way. Then they actually sent someone to come get us. How lovely. They sent someone to come get us. So when the guy came, I wanted to get down and follow him, but he said that the driver should drive me down after him so that when he was coming to pick me, he would know how to find his way. So we had an arrangement that the hotel was going to call the driver for me when it was time, because I showed you roaming pictures and whatnot. When you get into Cotonou from Nigeria, your Nigerian networks or numbers don't work again, not for data, not for calling, not for anything. So I had to use the hotel Wi-Fi the whole time, especially because I was spending just a few days. It wasn't economically prudent to go get a new SIM or data in Cotonou. So the hotel agreed that they were going to call. So we agreed that the hotel was going to call the driver for me. Even though when it was time for me to go, we called him and he didn't pick, but the attendant found me another way. So like I said, I'm not really a vlogger. So however the videos, turn out, or however, whatever movement you can see back and forth, upside, sideways, whatever, you just take it like that. So also I was trying to take in the scenery and everything. So I was trying as much as possible not to document everything. This is an MTN office. I think it's the headquarters. We're already in Aviv, by the way. You can see how beautiful it is. I literally came to all these places by foot during the day and by bike, because I literally toured this place twice for different purposes.
You
not
come
exactly
small,
for
you go see
touring
person, you
purposes,
go see that
but
point for load side. You go see your sister
thank
for there.
goodness
Side,
my
may you
phone
come
is
front
at
like
night,
the person
because
they
I
go
was
Cotonou side. Go
not
see
gonna
that
be
people
able
is
to
say that
film
point for.
during the day, because I'm not a vlogger, so I would not be able to hold up my phone. I would have concerns about people being worried that they were being taken, being recorded without their permission, while going about their daily activities. And you would see that most of the videos I did during the day, I did not really show the faces of the people. Plus, I really wanted to just enjoy myself. So this is Aviv. You can see the guy in blue shirt has come to pick me. I showed him better, in the video that I did for the hotel room that I got. And we are now going to Carl's Guest House in Aviv, Cotonou, where I'll be spending just a few nights. So the French battle begins. This is the attendant by night. There's another attendant by day. So I asked him where I could eat if they had food. So he described restaurants to me. He gave me two options to go up the street or down the street. We basically conversed in French. And honestly, all my secondary school French just began to come to me. I remember that we did one La Rue Ribadou exercise in secondary school, and I think it was like a comprehension passage, La Rue Ribadu. If you use Nouvelle Horizon, you would remember, and that's where you learn how to give directions, tourner à gauche, tourner à droite, and all those things. So when this guy was telling me à droite, this and that, I just remembered secondary school French. So first, I took a journey up the street, and I could not even find a restaurant, a place to eat. But I found some place where they were making, would I say suya or asun? Yeah. So they told me that they only sold in orders. So people had already ordered, or I had to order or something. So, but I now asked them where I could get proper food, something heavy actually. So the lady described it as best as she could, of course in French, but she was trying to do English because I was speaking English as well. And then I found myself at Chesam. After asking, a few other people across along the way, I found myself at this bar called Chesam. Back at the hotel, I met the attendants, on the way, and they told me to get in with the key that they gave to me because they were heading somewhere quickly. So I got in and made this video of the lounging and entrance area. It's in more detail in the video I made about the hotel room. I hope you check it out on my channel. So as soon as I started speaking English at the bar, they actually got me an attendant who spoke English. And it was when I spoke to that day and the other day when I went back to the bar. Funny thing is, some of these things only open at night because the next day I was really hungry, looking for a place to eat. I couldn't get, and I went to this bar around 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were shut. They were closed. But when I went back around 8 p.m., 9, they were open. So this is what I got. I got turkey and fries, and I got it, and they added tomato sauce and then pepper sauce. Their pepper is not really peppery, so they're just deceiving themselves. I guess they eat a lot of tomato sauce here. Yoruba man, if you come here, Yoruba woman, you're gonna have a lot of adapting to do. So I got it for everything. I paid deux mille CFAs. That's 2,000 francs CFAs. So I know that I cannot get this kind of meal for that in amount in Lagos. The portion of the fries would be smaller than this. I am certain of that. So, but it was when I went back the next day that I discovered that the Yoki drink itself alone, that size was 500 francs CFAs. So the food was actually 1,500 francs CFAs. Quite cheap. Time to fix an African style for my outing tomorrow. In a bit. Hair done now. Time to sleep it over and go to bed. Bedtime. So I prayed way earlier before this. This is just vlog behavior. Hi guys, bonjour, ça va? I'm here in AV Cotonou, and I'm about to shoot a video on a service of court processes in Nigeria. But just before I do that, I wanted to give you a tour of this hotel room, and I wanted to show you what it looked like, how much I got it for, and the facilities and the things that fascinate me about this hotel and the hotel room in particular. So please come along. So like I said in the other video about the hotel room, I didn't get to pay until the next day because no one really asked me. And when I went back downstairs the night before to ask about payment, they said I could pay the other day. And then I realized that I was now short of cash because of some expenses along the way. So I had to find a way to go change Naira to Sefa or to get more Sefa so I can pay, because they said that they do not accept card payments. Even though the host had told me that his own Visa card worked well and I had a Visa card, but the attendants that I met on ground said they cannot take Visa cards. So I had a really hard time, harder than the night attendant speaking or communicating with this daytime attendant. So this was when I remember to make a video, but we had spoken way more than this, and I had spoken some French that she understood and some English and that she did not understand. I asked if she spoke Yoruba eventually. She said no, but that she knew someone who spoke Yoruba, so she called the person for me. And I spoke with the person who told me that I had to go change with the money changers, or I could try ATMs in town. So if ATMs did not give me sefa, which it wasn't certain they would do so, but if they did not, I could then go change with the money changers. So they were really helpful. At some point, she asked me to speak into her phone so that the phone could translate what I wanted to say to her in French, and then she also tried to use translator on the phone to translate from French to English, but the translator was just doing rubbish that morning.
Non. Tu as Naira tout changé, non? Franc CFA.
No. I will just withdraw it from the ATM or something before I can change it.
Ok, je vais demander à celui que j'ai appelé.
Ok. Il y a de l'argent, but it's not enough.
Il y a de l'argent, mais c'est pas au complet.
Ce n'est pas complet.
Okay.
Ce n'est pas complet.
Ça passe pas. Ça marche pas. Je sais pas. Où est-ce qu'on peut faire monnaie Naira? Et 4. Et ta banque.
Okay.
Banque, vous allez prendre.
So eventually she described how I would get to an ATM or the market for me. And of course, after I'd spoken to the guy she called for me, who spoke Yoruba, by the way. So the Yoruba the guy spoke reminds me of Akoni in Tunde Kilani's film Abeni. They just speak, the Yoruba is so formal and, so deep, deeper than, conversational Yoruba that we speak here in Nigeria. But it's just so beautiful to know that someone else speaks your language. So I'm now on my way to Dantokwa Market. Yala Bongo. C'est the Tokwa Market.
Banque. On va voir la banque. Moi, c'est pas quelle banque.
Or ATM. Ou ATM. ATM machine to withdraw money.
Le monnaie, l'argent. Monnaie.
No, I have. J'ai monnaie, mais j'ai besoin more money.
Je prends l'argent.
Ok. Tu parles Yoruba?
Yoruba.
Non.
Un peu, je ne comprends pas beaucoup.
Un peu, ok. Je parle français un peu aussi.
Donc tu veux prendre l'argent banque.
I also have to say that Cotonou is a land of curry foods. So many roundabouts, usually with iconic, centerpieces. And another thing I want to say is that, I took bikes a lot. So, or let me say, I biked around a lot because I basically took like maybe 2 or 3 bikes. So, because there was one particular bike that took me to almost all the other places I went aside from this bike, so maybe just 2. And not once were we stopped by anyone or anybody trying to collect money from the bike man, whether dues or anything. I want to remove this one, madam. C'est ça combien? Hein? 2005. Mais this one and this one, même price. Okay. Donnez-moi 6 yards. Et 6 yards. This one. I'll take this one. Give me this one. This one. Et total, c'est non. 5 000. 100 000. Garlic, c'est combien?
Voilà, 100 francs.
100 francs.
15 000 francs.
5 francs.
15 000 francs.
Hein?
15 000 francs, c'est tiré 150.
Je ne comprends pas.
100 francs. 15 000 francs.
Oh non. Juste 100 francs. So I gave you, so donnez-moi the mille francs where I gave you before. So, you give me the mille francs, I will give you 5,000. No, just this two. So you give me the 1,000 that I give you before.
1,000. Amen.
Okay. Oh, Mama, please come. Let me buy only one. I will see other things that I want to buy. I'm thinking that I will see other things that I want to buy, so let me buy just one. Let me get this system. Well, reach here. Finally, at the ATM. Try it by faith. Maybe first will work. And then proceed. Pin. $20,000, and I had more than this. I don't think. Let's go to UBA Bank. Very good. Bonjour. Please, I'm going to UBA Bank. UBA.
Ça devant, à combien de gars là-bas? Arrivé là-bas. Tu connais à combien de gars?
Non, non, non.
Les feux, arrivé dans les feux.
C'est proche.
Les feux de Michel là. Tu connais là, il y a les feux là. Tu vas trouver un feu devant. Arrivé, il faut demander. Tu as compris? Tu vas t'arrêter, tu vas voir le feu que tu vas voir maintenant.
Ok.
Là, tu arrives là, tu commences, ils vont trouver.
Merci. Ọlọ́run ṣàánú fún mi lónìí. UBA. Ayo. UBA. Okay. No. UBA.
Who?
UBA Bank.
UBA.
Bank.
Bangkok.
La Banque, UBA. C'est combien? 200 bao. Dis non plus. 200. Faut pas. 155. Back to Africa, like vai. Não achar assim. Tu vai com ele. É tarde. É tarde. Let's put this one will work. Anglais. Chignon et moins anglais. Lady, other amount, and I need 34 for the hotel, so let me just take 40. No, don't want. I literally received which by charges 3,005. That's too much. People are like 5. 30 people more. Yes. By 50. These are the streets of Cotonou. You can see how clean they are. Say très propre. And you can see that most of the buildings have setbacks, that now link them to sewers, and sewers linking to the streets. The cars, the bikes are parked on the setback, not on the road, which leaves more space, for road users, and probably contributes to how free the roads are. So very important. And I noticed that this bike man in particular never tried to park on the road. He would always find a place where other bikes were parked, or go find a proper parking space each time he drops me. And you can see generators on the streets. Like I saw air conditioners the other time, fixed out there, on buildings, but on the streets. That's a testament to how safe this place is. You feel safe even when you're there. So I eventually went to 4 banks, EcoBank, UBA, Societe Generale, and Bank for Africa, or is it Bank of Africa? But none of their ATMs dispensed money, you know. So with my Nigerian card, of course, I even went into UBA's banking hall, and I was told that the lady told me that there was nothing she could do for me if the ATM wasn't bringing out money. So eventually I asked the rider to take me to Le Belay, that's the entrance close to the border where I could change money. Then he now told me that why not go to John K. Park. Apparently that's where I was supposed to have gone, because there are money changers, black market changers there, just like at the border. And so I eventually now went there and changed money. And fun fact, those guys spoke Yoruba, so it was really very easy for me.
On va détailler 1-1. Si on détaille 1-1 maintenant, c'est plus que 3 000. Si on détaille, allez vous
Je sais, mais il n'y a pas l'argent, I want to give you. Je veux donner, mais il n'a pas l'argent.
On sait que l'argent n'a pas.
If I give you all this money now, what will I say? Oh yeah, do me 100. Do me 100.
2100. Tellement.
That's 2,100.
Combien? Moi c'est anglais.
2000, then 100.
200.
No, 2000, then 100. 100 CFA.
500. Pardon.
Ok, last. Finalement.
Pardon. Pardon, si tu veux faire. Tu me donnes 3 000, je vais comprendre que je fais la première.
Finalement. Compris.
Je t'ai dit que finalement pour moi, il faut pardon pour me donner 3 000.
3 000. You will not remove something.
Je ne veux pas dire 4 000 maintenant, j'ai dit 3 000. Donc, on passait à Narito, à jusqu'à ici maintenant.
Ok, 2500, s'il vous plaît. 2500.
Moi aussi, je suis s'il vous plaît maintenant. Il faut me compléter 500.
2500.
Il faut me compléter 500.
Hey.
Pardon. Il faut me compléter 200, je vais partir. Ça va être 2700, c'est bon, je vais partir.
2700. 500, s'il vous plaît. Please now, this is 2000, then now add.
Ça va être 200, mettre 200. 200. Tu vas mettre 200 sur le bas. Mettre 2700 là.
200. Very hard.
Si on a monnaie.
Where's the money? I never even chop, Je ne mange pas. Voilà.
Ça reste 100 francs. Cherchez.
S'il vous plaît. Merci. So I went to the hotel to rest for a while, after which I headed out again, to see Aviv, the area itself, and then to find food. Some places that I had hoped I'd get food at were not open. Some were too expensive. And, I had funny experiences trying to communicate in French. So I got these chips and yogurt, and I had it, and then I went to the balcony to chill and Netflix, and then I sighted a woman selling food from down across the street, and so I went again after a while, and then I got this tuwo and soup. So this is like tomato soup with a lot of particles, and then they added vegetable soup. It was very interesting. It was actually cool. It was cool. This meal is 1,000 cefas. I don't know why most of the restaurants that I saw during the day were so super expensive. Throw share, but it was until I paid for this meal that I realized that yesterday's drink, because it was big, was actually 500 cefas. Today's drink, the smaller UK, was for 350. So apparently minerals is very expensive. Drinks are very expensive over there. I don't know if the government is trying to tax it. I don't know if it's a way of discouraging, unhealthy eating habits, or if the cost of production is just so expensive. But in Nigeria, I could get a bottle of Coke, that size of yesterday. I could get it for say 140, 150 naira, you know. So the cab driver that brought me was a no-show. I gave the receptionist the number, and he called and he didn't pick up. So the very kind night receptionist was there in the daytime, so he called me a bike. He ordered me a bike, and that's what you're looking at, because we had another French back to back, and he had to eventually translate on his phone to me.
What do you want for here?
What is this?
How many go sell for here? Look at me. This one, 25.
Why is she angry?
How much you go pay inside?
This egg, Abby? Plus the egg, is that much? The bread here.
Every hour, what's the name? As in Toto.
No, this one.
Oh, no, no matter 20.
Okay, let her know. Let me go and
Take your price you want to pay for all. And how much you will sell it?
I don't know. Is that how they sell it?
Well, not to us, no. Well, thinking it.
What did she say?
The Casam, for 400 for all.
300. How about 300?
Also, I did 200. Why then they make it there? You want to
Stop,
do?
Abby.
Yeah, stop. Make it pay. Look at me. Make it pay 4. It's better I go put everything. Yeah. So, but the cast, why then cast on? Okay. Oh, I know.
Is this egg?
Yeah, no, not the egg.
What is this?
Egg, usually. Now the egg is there.
Okay.
You are Igbo?
No,
From where? For Nigeria?
I'm Yoruba. I'm Yoruba.
And you are Yoruba? They get Yoruba correct?
I thought they used to put spaghetti.
Spaghetti. It's a go reach 500 for salad spaghetti.
Okay, no, 400 is okay.
Every hour casala, our spaghetti we did it. Oh, I was. If you took it out.
You know if you put sardine, Abi, what's this one? Is she angry?
Ele
fumé.
Rodi.
400.
Ele apaga. If you go, which day you go? Come again. Oh, Popo. No problem. Tu viens voir, non?
100. 200.
Pourquoi on rechante à battre?
Merci.
Let's go.
Okay.
You go take water, no? Huh?
Yes.
I will call you.
Since I'm the first passenger, he had to look for 3 more passengers before we could leave. And when I said I wanted to buy something to eat, he insisted that he would carry my bag from the car and follow me to go buy whatever I wanted to buy because he couldn't leave the bag in the car. So look at the baguette, the bread, and all the meaty that is inside. There's spaghetti, there's omelette, there's so many other things that I'm not certain of their names. I believe somewhere in the mix there's lettuce, there's cabbage, there's onions, carrots, and what have you. I wonder what they are doing. So ẹ̀yin kọ́kọ́ sọ French èmi ò gbọ́.
Èmi ò sì gbọ́ English.
Ẹ̀yin náà tún wá gbọ́ English but a jọ gbọ́ Yorùbá.
Èdè kan náà kì í tó gbọ́ English. Ìgbà tí wọ́n ti wà nílẹ̀ yìí ní sọ gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ French. Mi sì kọ́ ẹ ní French. Báwo ni ká ṣe kọ́?
Je parle un peu because mo kọ́ ní school. Mo dẹ̀ ṣe WAEC. Mo gba A1. So just un peu compared to nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ bí báyìí ni o.
Ìyàwó ti fi school lẹ̀ ṣá. Ti pẹ́.
Since.
Ṣé
Yorùbá làwọn àjàṣẹ́ ni.
Yorùbá mẹ́lá àṣẹ àwọn èdè náà tó oríṣiríṣi èdè ló wà níbẹ̀ àmọ́ Yorùbá Ègùn pẹ̀lú fọ̀n àwọn èdè tó wà ní àwọn apá mi báyìí nìyẹn títí dé àjàṣẹ́ àti Cotonou fọ̀n Ègùn Yorùbá àwọn èdè tó wà ní. Sẹ̀mẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ lọ nísìnyí.
I'm going to Sẹ̀mẹ̀.
Bí mo ṣe ń bẹ sọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí tí ń ṣọ́ mi bàjẹ́ ló ṣe kí mo fẹ́ yọ èrò kó mọ́tò.
Ṣé driver? Ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn lọ.
Ibikíbi ìmọ̀tẹ̀ rí yàn méjì ní Sẹ̀mẹ̀ mú lọ ní mọ́tò mi lọ́wọ́ lọ́hùn yẹn ríz náà. Ilé lè lọ dísì Èkó.
Èkó ni mo ń lọ.
Ìlú náà ìmọ̀ wò mí lọ di ti àbẹ́ wò máa ń bà mí ọmọ yẹn ti gbóná jù wọ́n burú ẹ̀nà wọn burú gan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣé mo pọ̀.
Burú azam.
Naam.
Burú komsa àbí mi tí mo bóyá fẹ́ sọ. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Mary quoi? O tó sọ English náà ni.
Okay. Mo ń pe kí ni túmọ̀ pọ́tẹ́ ń sọ pé àwọn èèyàn burú.
Mo ní Èkó máa ń dẹ́rù bà mí Èkó máa ń dẹ́rù bà mí ẹ̀mẹ́jì náà mo lọ nú ẹ̀ mo lọ sí market mo sì tún lọ sí airport.
Really?
Èkó.
Who are Àjàṣẹ́?
Àjàṣẹ́ lèmi mo ní ẹ̀mẹ́jì mo lọ sí Èkó.
Who are Àjàṣẹ́? Where is this?
Àjàṣẹ́ c'est Porto Novo.
Ok, Porto Novo, ok.
Porto Novo là ṣe.
Je pense que au proche sí Èkó ni.
Ouais. Òun ló ní báwo náà pè ó wà proche sí Èkó ṣá.
Ok.
A máa ń gbàgbé kan bẹ́ẹ̀ a máa ń pè ní báwo náà pè bàbá. A máa ń pè ní èyí tó máa ń wọkọ̀ omi yẹn. Èyí tó máa ń wọkọ̀ omi ọkọ̀ omi.
Boat.
Maria Topa.
Oh, okay.
Tó máa ń wọkọ̀ omi. Wọ́n ṣe distance mélòó kan máa ń bọ́ sí ìpínlẹ̀ kan náà.
Okay.
Wọ́n máa ń bọ́ sí ìpínlẹ̀ kan náà direct. Ọgbọ́n pẹ̀lú Benin pẹ̀lú Èkó wọ́n fẹ́ fọ́n tiẹ̀.
Compléter náà lọ mi náà yà wúlò.
Lẹ́yìn náà sọ̀tẹ́ sí ẹ̀yìn. Ṣẹ́ẹ̀ṣì wẹ̀ ẹ́ máa yà sí. Ṣẹ́ẹ̀ṣì.
Compléter ti mi níyàwó yìí.
et camerounaise.
Non, je suis nigérien.
Ok. Mais tu as quitté où ça? Côte d'Ivoire ou Togo? Tu as quitté en Côte d'Ivoire?
Qu'est-ce que...
Tu as quitté en Côte d'Ivoire?
Non, non, non.
Où? Togo?
Non. Nigeria.
For where you learn your French?
For school.
For French?
For school.
For Nigeria?
Oui, oui, oui. I did WAEC. I scored A1. Now, which one is talking that? Jusqu'à l'époque.
Vous parlez français là-bas?
Non, non, non. Anglais, Yoruba,
Anglais,
Pidgin.
Yoruba, oui, c'est ça. Mais toi maintenant, tu as appris ça à l'école, mais tu arrives à parler encore avec moi. Mais you don't say for French country small time.
No, no, no. My first time.
Okay.
I've sent it to.
Okay. How much you say?
5-4.
No, na Lagos you go, abi?
Oui, oui, oui.
The guy, this guy go she go help you cross the border for you. Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Alors, on connaît.
Money that I used to cross the border. Merci. Au revoir.